Pigweed seed. And she's a little diva, and all it took was a dentist helping pull her teeth out one time for her to think, like, my teeth are loose. I need to go to the dentist. I was like, Lizzie, that was $122. Like, we're not doing that again. Like, at least it was $3. Like, at least I feel like I got my money's worth, I guess. I don't know. $40 a tooth. And she wanted some money from the tooth fairy.
She's robbing you.
Yep. I'll have to tell her, well, the tooth fairy said you probably could have waited and pulled that out yourself. So, no money this time.
You only get money if you pull it out yourself.
They were not busy at her dentist office. They weren't busy, so they were actually, like, excited to do something. But then I looked at the time and I was like, okay, it's not happening. I'm not going to make it back in time for class.
I drove out here.
No.
And then I happened to look and I was like, oh well. I ended up going, where did I go? I think I had to stop at home for something. So I went home and then I was like, all right, I'll just go to Taste of Aloha. But it was kind of funny because I ordered a bigger plate this time because I was like, okay, I'm going to get this and I'll have it again this week, for my second lunch. And then my daughter calls me at 2 and she's like, Mom, what'd you get for lunch? Because she had an appointment for her lunch. And I still had my second half, so I gave it to her.
Do you regret it now?
No. But yes. Just because I don't, but no, because she was feeding the baby.
Yeah, I thought was crazy is that they delivered to my house. I saw it on DoorDash, Taste of Aloha. I was like, not a lot of places deliver up on Fire Trail. Like, it's so far away that, like, they're like, no. Like, we've had, at the beginning of DoorDash, they've canceled our orders because it was just too far. And so, like, only certain places deliver.
That's crazy.
Nikita, I don't know if you've been able to catch up on what we were doing.
It looked like I watched, or I listened to Monday's class while I was doing emails. From the sounds of it, you guys made up sentences and
Our own little conversations,
yes.
yes.
And I have not done it. So.
Okay. Did you get all you've received all the handouts?
I haven't printed them out yet.
Okay. Do you want any?
Sure.
Does this one look familiar?
Yes, I have those two.
Okay. Then I think that was the newest one.
Okay.
Okay, so you should be good. Because we were utilizing this along with other handouts, other previous handouts. My root canal is in a bridge. So it's the first tooth of a bridge. And that has me worried about what can happen with that. I'm like, you take that one tooth, you're taking 2 other teeth with it. Like, be gentle. Be gentle.
I want to keep my teeth.
And it's all because Indian Health, the dental, pulled this tooth instead of giving it a root canal. So when I was younger, I had that gap right there. And it took me a long time to get it filled. And the crazy thing is my teeth didn't
Close.
They didn't close. It stayed. Like everything, that gap was literally, nothing had shifted. And every dentist, because I would switch dentists, every dentist was like, you should really look at getting a bridge. You should get a bridge. I even had my high school boyfriend's mom told me that she would pay for it
Oh.
I was like, it bothers you that much that I have a missing tooth? No. I don't need you to pay for my tooth.
I just hate the dentist, so I avoid to go at all costs until I'm like dying.
I thought all of what I was dealing with was strictly allergies and sinus. And then after having to do the cold pack on my face a couple weekends in a row, I made it down to our dentist and they did like extensive x-rays. And then the dentist was like, all right, well, you need a root canal on your eye tooth. I was like, God damn it. How long has that really been like progressing? So that's what worries me, is when I got the referral out. So what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen this afternoon?
Were you going to the Washington and
Is that is that who they in Marysville
I
on
have no
10th
idea.
Street? Does it sound familiar? I think that's what it is.
I don't know. That's where I don't go out here. So I went, but that's where they sent me to go do mine. Or yeah, because I had a root canal, and then they didn't just take all of the nerve out, I think, or something. So they had to go back in and redo it. But I had like a little bump in my gump for a long time.
Oh no.
Yeah, I wasn't going forever, and then after I even waited for a good 6 months, I think, because I went back for a checkup. And that's how much I don't like the dentist.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, I better go get it fixed now. And that was when like stuff with Marcia was still going too. So it was. Then I was like, okay, I better go now. So then I finally did go. But the funnier thing is, like, I had the bump and it did have discomfort, but I never really realized it until after it was gone. And then now I don't have, I mean, it wasn't like a major thing.
Yeah.
It was just a little, but yeah.
Yeah, I look forward to feeling better if this is the root of what I've been dealing with. The root, literally the root. Oh,
Well, I
Dessa
think
wrote us a
Odessa-
worksheet.
Yeah, I know. I was just going to say, I think she wrote your sentences
I
in here.
I feel like I'm just making up for the times I was not
Nikita translates that one. Mihaela translates the next one.
You know,
and
we were only
Joy's
supposed
got
to
the
do
next.
8 lines, right?
Per conversation. She'll add more.
No. For a job here? What's happening?
Oh.
This is her resume.
Okay, I'm trying to do this. Don't look over here yet.
Stop looking.
I saw that Enwick is doing 101 in the fall again, and I think you're teaching it. Is it at? It's at 1. Oh, is it here at the same time? Are we just restarting? Kind of excited about it. Like, you review. Thank goodness. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get some of my other staff to come with me. If that's okay. Do you want a language program? You have to participate.
No joke. We partnered with Swinomish. And when we had openings and we didn't get there were really no tribal members that were applying at that time. So a couple of our Swin relatives applied, started teaching down here. So they were driving every day from Swin. And so they were able to gain their experience with curriculum development, with working in the classrooms, with building relationships between department and education programs, and building their language use. And they're up in Swin, and Swin was able to reestablish
That's awesome.
their language program. And that was stemming off of when Michelle and I were going up to Swin a couple times a week. That was way back in 2013, 2014, because I was pregnant with Lizzie. I had Lizzie in February 2014, so it was like in 2013 we were traveling up there just to like bring the community together and build some speakers. And through that we ended up with the 2 that came here, And through that, they now are a big part of their language program reestablishment. Which, prior to that, when Carmen was healthy, that's when she was teaching. And then once she got sick, they didn't have a program. So, and I don't know, does Laura do anything, or is she just kind of...
She doesn't do classes much anymore. But she does like help out.
Yeah.
If people are,
consulting type?
yeah, mostly consulting type stuff.
Okay. Let's have Nikita and Joya be person 1 and 2 in the first one.
If you can read it, I realize now, sitting here where you guys are, it's kind of small.
Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
You good?
A chuff es chal chuff seedskoy.
Sadskoy.
Zadskoy.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought I was going to number 2 down that way.
Oh.
So, okay. Echa, C degree, or C degree, seed, scoy, die, escalisi? Escalisi?
Lushootseed.
Tessa.
Tihi debut.
Hey, what's going on here? What's going on in this conversation? What are our discoveries?
Your mom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, how's your mom? Hello back. I don't know what Khaleesi is off the top.
What
of
does
my
it
head.
sound like?
Ask Khaleesi.
Khaleesi sounds like the
Game of Thrones.
dragon lady.
Is she
Well,
a dragon
I
lady?
can tell you what she sounds like. This is a borrowed word.
Okay.
Us Khaleesi.
Crazy.
That's why I had to look at Odessa and be like, ma'am,
I did read her this yesterday.
ma'am, what type of tea are we drinking today?
Turn the mics off.
As I put mine on. Oh. And back to person 1. Ooh. Ooh. Swooshabobbed. So just that alone, what is that? Oh, swooshabobbed. 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 This can, in context, this can be used in like endearing way, or in a sarcastic way, or in a negative way. So in this one,
Like a bless your heart kind of thing.
you poor thing.
Oh, poor thing.
Oh, poor thing. So for this one, the poor thing is referring to the mom. Like, she's... And I would like to know in what context you're saying
But,
this.
Like, oh, my mom's very crazy, and the person was like, oh, you poor thing, take care of yourself, like, you know,
Why-
for like...
why is the mom crazy?
Yep. Okay.
I don't know, I just wanted to...
But I'm
get
glad you
outside
said
the
that.
box.
I'm glad you said that, because based on how this is, I would, this su'u shababbed, because there's no like chuh. There's no, this in context is referring to her. So that's why I wanted to make sure, like, this person could be saying, oh, poor thing, like, oh, your mom. Oh, your mom. I feel bad for her. Like, the other thing that you'll notice with Su'ushabab, it could be pitiful. It could be unfortunate. It can be like, oh, you poor thing. Or it could be like, ugh. Like, if you're, so you can take that context as being like, I don't even want to put this out there. But since we don't have more context, if there's a broken relationship, then that Shabab can be taken as like, ugh, I take pity on her, because if this is how she's acting, then then, you know, how is this relationship? So on context, that's where things can kind of either be misinterpreted. And you said you wanted this to be like your friend saying, oh, you poor thing. So we would add, oh, Shabab cha. Oh, Shabab cha. I like this word. Lushootseed uses, jeez. Lushootseed. Oh, my allergies. Lushootseed. Lushootseed chud. This is how they say I love you in a non-romantic way.
Also, like, for like your brother or sister.
Your friend, coworker. And then these all have that same root, but the endings are what help change the meaning of that root. This one is to be humble. This is humble, humility. There was a prayer that I was asked to do one time, and that is one of the words that I used in that prayer, because it was a prayer for a relative that it was a life or death moment for them. And that was a word that I felt drawn to when I helped create the prayer for them. To me, this is like the humility and the humbleness and the like down on your knees praying not for yourself, but for somebody else. Like pouring everything that you have into, letting go of everything, letting go of ego, letting go of all of it. Like none of that matters, because what I feel right now, all of that energy needs to go to this person that I'm thinking about. So I like the way that these words can shift. They all have that shub root. And some of the times you say ooh, and some of the times you say oh. They use Lushootseed. We use Ushabab. We hear that in stories too, where in those cases it's referred to as like pitiful coyote for all of these things that he tries to do. I take pity on that guy, but it's kind of like in those sarcastic tones, or, you know, when is he ever going to learn his lesson type manner. Okay. Hatsiayus. All right, let's move on to conversation 2. Let's have Joya and Mahela.
Seed Sikwa? Sukwa.
Sokwa.
Hath Sudabit seed.
Achof seed. Squaw. Hot Shootabit seed.
Stob, quads, ahoy, seed, sukwa,
Yep. So
sukwa,
ukuksu.
Ukuksu, chud, utti,
Squalobe.
squalobe.
hello, my.
Oh, no, you're up here
Oh.
still.
Oh, achadam, die, astagwa, chud. What's your-
Oh.
Us hide chud.
I thought it still went us high chud.
And that one on the right is with the number
is
3
number
conversation, right? Okay.
Oh, that go okay. I'm like, it kind of fits. Like, maybe something else was going on. It can fit.
I
Okay.
was waiting for you to finish it, but then I realized that's the second conversation. I was like, oh, it's my turn.
Oh no. Okay. I don't know what's gonna go on with our emails.
Is it not working again?
I think they said they were switching us to a different server or something. So I just got a notification that I need to put in my password, my 30-character password. All right, what's going on in here?
Oh my. Is that a niece or a kid or?
No, sokwa.
Sukwa.
Bibs chub eat sokwas titika. Who was mink?
Cousin.
Cousin or sibling. Because in our way, we view them all. We view our siblings and our cousins in that same capacity. I just want to say that this was one of the words that the high schoolers wanted to know. They would call each other sokwa instead of bro or bruh. Like, if you're going to say it in Lushootseed. So they would just be like, sokwa, sokwa.
And that's just general. It's not like big or little.
That one is younger. Yes, thank you for saying that. Because then what do we have in the next one?
Good to see you.
Ska. Ska. Sokwa is younger. Ska is older. I think we have that on our form from Altudituha. When we had the family members, I think we had that one on there. Is that where you found it? Eh? Okay. Hey,
What?
sister, good to see you. Hey, sister, good to see you.
What are you doing?
Uh-huh. What are you doing, my sister? Dun, dun, dun. What are you doing, my sister?
Is that the word for cooking?
Hey!
Yeah. Cooking or I'm cooking
Some. Oh.
some chicken.
Hey!
Oh my God. Very hungry I am.
Yeah. I'm starving. I'm hangry. I am really hungry. This sounds like this sibling knows that the other sibling is hungry as well.
Like they smelled them cooking and went downstairs.
Yeah.
I did this based off of like how this is Mihaela.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like how
Yep.
I'm like, what are you doing, Mihaela? And she's like, I'm cooking some chicken, and I'm like,
Constantly.
oh, I'm very hungry. And she's like, I know.
And this sounds very Mihaela.
Yeah.
Very
Not offering, but
Mihaela-inspired.
she's like, I know you're hungry.
The only thing I want to do as a reminder for this one is when we have these words,
Yeah.
diet, we're still going to bump.
Diet
Chud. Diet chud as tagwa. Diet chud as huakwil. I'm going to pass that yawn around to you guys. Yes, so when we have diet, chud will move over. Cha will move over. Any of those cha words will still remain second. Diet hot. I just learned that our zidzihi siaya, that's what she's craving. She's craving squalob al quishoop, 12 quishlach from early in the morning until evening. All right. Mahala and Nikita. So we've got so here and then to here. Okay.
Hath datitude siab.
HOC seed abus.
Us cha chof uqui or God, how do you say that one?
Spaquotes.
Spaquotes.
A as hot chud qui spaquot.
Us chof uqui oh God, why can't I say it again?
Spaquotes.
Spaquotes siab.
A digwit seed 12 teaspoons.
Achi twal atsi siab. I've been trying to practice. You're welcome. The
You know which one's easier? Balitz cho.
Balitz cho.
Balitz cho. Balitz cho.
How do you spell that?
Balitz cho. Let me show you in our handy dandy calendar. Let me make sure the camera can get this. Okay. Acho, tigrit seed, port, a, que, datatu, achada, sa, diet hot, balitz cho. Balitz cho. These signs will be out in October in Padhuit, wheat ill. It's an easier one to say than at toilet sa. But I do like you guys trying that. Like remember both of them. So this one, at 0, nothing. Toilet sa. Atsa. Atsa is me. Dugui is you. Atsa, dugui. Gualapo. Gualapo. So just how we have chud, cho, chalup, atsa, dugui, gualapo. So you hear in speeches, oh, shli gualapo, hat, siayaya. So that gualapo is the emphatic, respectful way of talking to y'all. So yes, at toilet sa, it's nothing to me. Like it's no big deal. It's nothing to me. Just like balitz cho, balitz cho. You forget it. Balitz is forget something. It's like, oh, forget it. Forget it. No big deal. No biggie. And what's interesting about this is our ancestors had to like change with this different dialogue that came about, this idea of politeness and those types of terms. All right, what's going on in this conversation? For context, I would like to know how you're using Siab.
It was supposed to be kind of like
My dear, like a...
I don't know, a fun-spirited, like, dialogue. So I did Hoth Dotted 2, Honorable 1, and then followed up with Hello, Hello Auntie, and then...
Okay, so before you move on with that, for this, My recommendation would be to save this word for a different context. This is where we heard, if this is, are these between two females? In your mind? Was it between like an auntie and a niece?
An auntie and a nephew.
A nephew? Okay. So there are these two words, oya, 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 that come from the word skoy. This is a way to address, this is a way that a grandmother would address her granddaughter, or that a mother could address her daughter, her younger daughter, or that an auntie would refer to one of their nieces. It's kind of, it's like a way of saying my dear, oh my sweetheart, oh my sweet pea, like all of those endearing terms that we place between us and a young girl. That's what I need to look in the dictionary to figure out which one is which, because the other one is how a young girl would refer to her mom. So like it saying mommy. So one of those, let me ask Brian for his dictionary. In the mic. Lushootseed.
Bring over the dictionary.
The dictionary comes floating out. And I'm trying to remember, I'm going to look it up to see if the same thing goes for how you would refer to a young boy. Because I know there's like those endearing terms. I was right on the page. I know. Ancestors are like, nope. I know there's a lot of those endearing terms for a young girl. Like for boys, you don't really call boys sweetheart or my dear or anything like that. So
I call mine Buzz Chub.
Lizzie, when Lizzie was younger, I would call her Beebs Chub. Oh, Beebs Chub. All right. Oya. Oya. That's an endearing way of addressing a little girl, like a pet name for a girl, like, oh, my dear, oh, my sweetheart. Oya. Oya. And then oya, using the schwa, that's a way of addressing your mom. So instead of just saying skoy, skoy, you would say oya, oya. They have a bunch of different ways.
Yeah, I call my granddaughter honey.
So you could start saying, oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's see. Okay. There's... Oh, that's so cute. Little fella. Lugwub is a young man. Lugwub. So this one was like mommy.
Lugwub.
This is dear, sweetheart. Okay, Lugwub is young man. And then we have Lil. Where is that at? Where am I at? Lil Gwub. Lil Gwub. Little fellow. For example, for example, my nephew Coley, I would probably refer to him as Lugwub. He's a young man. He's a teenager. But my little great nephew, grandson, Hudson, I would call him Lil Gwub. Lil Gwub. Oh, Lil Gwub.
That seems the most fitting in this context.
Lil Gwub. This one?
Yeah.
Okay. But I love that you brought us here. We wouldn't have gone over these terms if we didn't try to discover what this context is. We could have easily just translated that and would just do it literal word for word, but making these discoveries helps us bring more of that language into us in the way that we know we want to use it. So thank you for that. Okay, so we know that the apus is saying hach dada to lil gwub, lil gwub, and the lil gwub is saying a chofsi apus, and then the apus is asking the lil gwub as chat chof u quis bequotes. Quotes. Potatoes?
Yeah.
Eh. I'm just going to switch these around. If I spelled them wrong, I apologize. It's easy to get those mixed up. So if you do have it somewhere written, just double check. Double check your spelling. So Auntie is asking, do you want some potatoes?
I do want some potatoes.
Okay. Is there a reason why I was asking again? Or were you thinking of a different kind?
I
Or
was thinking, I think what I was trying to ask in that A1 was, do you like potatoes?
do you like them? Thank you.
And then
Yeah.
I was trying to ask, do you want some potatoes?
Thank you.
Yeah.
See? Discovery, using that same word, but we're not jumping to conclusions saying, do you want some? Do you like them? This brings me back to that reminder of how our people spoke what sounded like a lot of repetition. If we had a potato or potatoes, we could just ask, do you like them? Oh, hoi, do you want some? You know, there's the different ways of the same sentence being in context translated or transmitted differently, even in the way that you're asking those same questions. Okay. So we're assuming that Auntie gave the lil gwub the quotes, and the lil gwub is saying,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the potatoes.
hey, oh,
That's what I was trying to get, like,
hey,
how to say thank you for the potatoes.
hey. Okay.
And then you're welcome. Welcome, Lugwub.
Yeah. All right. Diet hot. Diet hot. I really
Gold last time on this assignment. I'm proud.
awesome, Odessa.
Hey, Diet Hot. Thank you for bringing a couple of different conversations forward. That helps shed some light on things that we've learned over the past couple of quarters. And I do love the use of, this is how I would use it. This is how me and Mihaela are going to use it when we talk to each other. We're going to use it the way that we normally are speaking, like using our tone, using the things that we would say. So I like you bringing that forward. And then helping us look at these different ways of how we want to address people. Because we are very endearing. We are very endearing towards each other in how we view the people in our lives. And that's shown through these different ways of having terms for that. Kylie's oldest daughter, Nora, her Indian name is rooted from that because she is so connected with all of the grandmas around her. So on Canoe Journey, she was, if you looked like you were in the age bracket of her grandmas, then she's drawn to you and she just wants to sit on your lap and she just wants to be in your presence. So we ended up using that for her Indian name. And in her life, that'll kind of be that reminder of what her spirit was like as a young one, just being so connected to the grandmothers. So I love being able to see those. And then also not forgetting our boys and being able to say, lugwub. I love that lilgwub. Oh, you little fella. Lilgwub.
I couldn't find any on the website. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm like, we have the girls on there. And the moms, the grandmas, but I was like, oh, how do I say something cutesy for the nephew? Like, yeah.
Well, we only have 3 minutes left of class. And tomorrow is Thursday, which is this is the last week of the class. And I think today is actually the last day of class. We have things that we need to prep for the clam bake. So I know I didn't give a heads up, and that's partly because of the chaos yesterday with Lizzie. But today is the last day. Did I tell you guys that I went to Northwest Indian College and I spoke with their board of trustees?
You mentioned it earlier,
Yes.
but I don't know
Okay.
if everyone was here.
Okay. I just hyped you guys up, and I said that I'm super, super proud of you guys making the commitment and sticking through it, no matter what was coming your way, no matter what scheduling challenges there were. I think it has been really awesome that we've had the support of Brian being able to air this so people can hop on when traffic was a nightmare and Joy is like, I'm not driving down there. Yeah. So in those times, being able to have access to continuing to learn, I would like to believe that that's what helped you be able to make it to the end of 103. And I hope that you guys feel really empowered in what you've learned and what you've picked up, and that you find ways to continue to stick with the language. It's really, really powerful. And to think of that gap in language learning and language usage through you being here in this space, you have narrowed the gap that has kept us away from having fluent speakers within our communities. Our department, we are very short-staffed, and even with our short staff of workers, if we are not actively speaking, the language is, it's going to slowly, not slowly, I'm not going to say slowly, it is going to drastically affect the well-being of the language. And even in our little bubble here on the reservation, if we don't expand that and make people feel comfortable and safe and empowered to speak, then we don't know what that will look like for the next generation. So I want you guys to feel good about yourselves and feel empowered, and I want you guys to keep using the language, keep accessing, even if it's on your phone, through the app, through the website. We have language camp coming up. If you guys have time off and you want to pop in and you want to volunteer and help out at a station or do whatever, like, please, if that fits within your schedule, come spend some time with us. And that it really is like one of the funnest times of the year is when we get to do language camp.
I actually got asked to do prayer at Sam's ceremony, so I got to do the prayer we learned.
Yay, die hot. That's awesome. We still haven't had our Salmon ceremony. I didn't mean to say that in the mic. No. All right. Uhoya chas.